Okay. I'm nervy. I don't know why I'm nervous, but it is what it is at this point, y'all. It really is what it is at this point. All I have to say is welcome, I guess. It feels so weird like being in a sit down platform and like talking because if you're new to here, well fuck, everyone's new to here. I'm sweating. Okay. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. You guys, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. Actually, you know what? I'm done saying that. I do know what I'm doing here. I'm here to make a difference. And that's what we're going to do here on this podcast. That is literally what we're going to do here on this podcast. And if you aren't new to me, you know that I've tried this multiple times before and never stuck through with it. This time, I am sticking through with it, damn it. I am sticking through with it. I even got the laptop to prove it, babe. I got the notes. I got the episodes already scripted out. It is go time. It is go time. And yeah, I'm looking at you. I'm looking right at you, girl, because it's go freaking time. Okay. That got kind of very like locker roomish very, very quick. I don't know how we got there, but anyways, you guys, hi, I am Deja, and welcome to Lonely But Loved, your favorite new podcast. Your favorite freaking new podcast. You guys, I am so excited, like literally just running through the notes for this episode and running through the notes of just the show in general has gotten me so freaking fired up. You guys, I should probably turn this fan off. I'm going to turn this fan off because it's loud. Hold on. Fan is off. Fan is off. We have the microphone. I think this microphone can even stand up. Oh, wow. Wow. I don't know if you can hear me good like that. I'm just going to hold it because that's what I feel most comfortable doing is holding it. But sometimes I need to go out here because I can scream, I can get loud. Anyways, you guys, welcome to the first freaking episode of Lonely But Loved. I feel like I have lived 1,000 lifetimes. Literally, you guys, I am almost 30. I turned 30 in 3 months. And y'all, let me freaking tell you. Before we get into that, you guys, I want to properly introduce myself. I am Deja. That's it. I'm Deja. I am a creative here in the creative space. I just quit my corporate job in June of this year to fulfill content full time and to create full time. I have been lucky and blessed to have a savings and to have a mother who really wants to see me win. I have been blessed and I have, you guys, this year has been probably my worst. This year has been a lot of transformation. This year has been a lot of growth, a lot of change. And let me tell you, my Saturn return has kicked my ass, but we'll get into that soon. Like I said, I'm a creative. I have created a lot of things in my lifetime, online, offline. I do painting, I do art, I do fashion, I direct some things. There are a lot of things that I do, but I want to be professional at. These are things that I am doing and honing in on my skills to become a better creative because I want to be a full-time creative. I want to get paid to do these things. And it's just the start. You guys, it is just the start, and this podcast is just the start. I am new to this platform, new to speaking in front of, a camera like this with a microphone, but I'm not new to the internet. I have a TikTok, Instagram, a YouTube that I post weekly on, so make sure to go check those out. Those are links down below if you want to follow more into my personal life. This is definitely a different platform. On my YouTube channel, I do vlogging and all of those things. On my TikTok and Instagram, it's like more day-to-day stuff, like the stories and like the intimate parts of not intimate, but like the aesthetic parts of my life. This will be a forum, for me to be as raw and real as possible, you guys. And here on Lonely But Loved, I just want to curate a space for a very specific set of people. I want to create a safe space for anyone who feels like they're starting over. If you're like me and you're about to enter your 30s and you have no idea what you're doing, your Saturn return kicks your ass, which again, I'll get into in a little bit. If you are being an adult and you just don't know what you're doing, you kind of feel like you're just grasping for straws, you guys, this is the platform. This is the podcast for you. I'm And like I said, this is the first episode, so bear with me. Things will change, the set will change, everything will change, but it'll be good. So hold on, you guys, because I have a lot of good things in store for you guys, and I'm so excited. Like I said, I even have notes for you guys. I want this to be the best it can be with what I have, you guys, and I'm starting with what I have. Like I said, I left corporate America, so I am solely living off savings, my mother, and I'm door dashing here and there. So I'm using what I have. Thankfully, I have a lot of equipment because when I did have a job, when I did have corporate jobs, I was still making content. So I was able to purchase equipment. And that's kind of what I have here. My computer, these microphones, I have a ring light set up, which you guys saw. And I'm literally filming on my phone. I have some cameras here, but they're not the quality that I would like for you guys. So iPhone quality, it is. And I can't tell if this is cutting off my head or not. So if it is, we're fucked. Like I said, this is the first episode and I just want to get in. I just want to get right into it, you guys. I just want to get right into it because I don't know if y'all have had kind of the same last year as I had. I feel like 2024 has kicked my ass. I feel like my Saturn has returned and it is loud. If you don't know what Saturn return is, I'm about to tell you. Every time somebody is born, Saturn is placed somewhere in the planets, right? In the solar system, in the Milky Way. I don't know. Saturn is somewhere specifically when you are born. And that, can play a big part into who you are, what you're doing, where you're at in your life. Bada bing, bada boo, those things. I don't know the full thing. Like, ask Ariana Grande. I don't really know all about this, but I do know that the cycle of Saturn is 29 years. And when you hit that 29th year of your life, Saturn returns. It comes back to where it was. And y'all, it's basically like a reset button. It's basically like the universe, like punching you in the face and saying, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing it? Who are you with? What are your goals? What's going on? Because we need to get shit in check. And let me tell you, the universe came for my ass. The universe came for my ass. Like full on, like grabbed me by the little hair that I have and was like, bitch, come back, because this year has been probably the worst. I've learned a lot. Don't get me wrong. I have learned a lot and I've had a lot of blessings. Don't get me wrong. There are so many things to be grateful for. I have so many people in my life that love me. I have a lot of things going on behind the scenes that I'm creating and making happen. But let me tell you, the base level, terrible. Like, and I'm using this new platform. I'm using my new goals. I'm using all of the negativity that Saturn return brought me, and I'm harnessing it to build upon my pain, honestly. And I have, like I said, I have a lot of things to be grateful for this year, but let me tell you, it's been one of the loneliest years of my life. And part of that has, a lot of it has to do with me and my coping mechanisms, which, we're working on in therapy. But a lot of it has had to do with my environment, the changes that I'm going through, the mental shifts that I'm going through, this like lone wolf path that I've been on for more than a year, I feel like at this point. And it's been very good for my creative side and like where I want to take my career. But like personally, it has left me feeling very alone, and my mental health has declined so bad this year that it has made me isolate. I'm someone who thrives alone, but it also can be like, it's definitely a slippery slope. Because I work well on my own, but I tend to isolate and like forget about the people who love me, and I don't think that's fair. So if you're like that and you feel like you've had some of those years and you feel like you're turning 30 and you don't know what you're doing and you feel really lonely, I just want to remind you that you are loved. And if no one's told you today, you are loved. I love you. I love you. So if you've ever felt alone or been very, very lonely in times, just know that there is not a time that you are not loved. There's someone out there who loves you. And if you don't feel like that, I love you. I'm here for you and I love you. And this is a safe space for you to come, for you to listen, for us to interact, and to be lonely but be loved. And that's what we're here to do, you guys. So stick around because things are going to get fun. We're going to get raw. We're going to get real. It's going to get emotional. It's going to be all of the fun things that adulting can be, but it's also going to hit on all of those hard parts that adulting can be as well, you guys, because let me tell you, if this is 29, bitch, I'm ready for 30. Like, I am so ready for 30 because I got to leave this energy behind. Like, I got to leave this Saturn returns energy behind. I cannot do it, you guys, because it's been bad. It's been bad. And like, I'm not here to harp on the bad, but you guys, I have to. Like, I hate to be that person, but I'm that person. I need a sip of coffee because I have to tell you guys about my week. Because this week so far, it's been testing me, girl. Let me tell y'all something. It has been testing me like no other. Like, literally, my mind has been all over the place. I have so many ideas up here that I need to get down on paper, and like I feel like I need to do immediately, that my brain has just been all over the place. Like, for instance, you guys, I made plans with my two best friends to hang out with them and their boyfriends on Monday. I completely forgot. I literally sat down to record this podcast. I'll enter the footage because I was filming myself when she called me on my computer. My friend Nicole called me and she's like, hey, did you forget that you're hanging out with your two best friends? I was like, like, I literally couldn't believe that I did that.
Hey, did you forget that you're hanging out with your besties tonight?
Oh my God. Dude, I swear to God, my head has not been on all day. Like, oh my God. I literally could not, like, I have never done that in my life, you guys. When I make plans with somebody, I stick with them. We even talked about it there, like, earlier in the day, like around noon. And we had talked about it like the previous weekend before because we were hanging out. Like, we made the plans to hang out again when we were hanging out in person. Like, my head has just been literally all over the place because, to be honest, I'm stressed, you guys. Like I said, I left corporate America, so I don't have a steady income right now. I have a condo that I need to pay for, a dog that I need to pay for. There's just a lot of adult things that feel like life is crumbling in on me. And my mind has just been all over the place, you guys. And then it's like when you're an adult and one bad thing happens, a bunch of other fucking shit happens. You know what I mean? Like, my washer stopped breaking. I came home last night. My AC stopped working. It's literally 78 degrees in my house right now. I don't know why I'm in the sweatsuit. It's cute. Anyways, you guys, I literally had to punch my washing machine for it to work. It worked for one more load. Now, I don't know. I'm too scared to go check it out. I don't even want to go fucking look at that thing. I'm pissed at it. I am pissed at it. I don't want to go look at it. I don't care about her. I'm sick of it. I'd rather go to the laundromat, AKA, please someone make me live in New York already. Like, I need to live in New York because if it's this, it's literally my washer, my washer, then it's my dryer, then it's my dishwasher, now it's my AC. It's like, Jesus Christ, the other day I ran over a rock. Literally a fat ass rock fell off of someone's truck and I ran over it. I had to get 2 new tires. Like, girl, I don't got a fucking job to be getting new tires. Are you kidding me? Like, hello. Like, and I feel like it just keeps getting closer to the end of the year, so it's like just bad shit happening one after the other. And I'm normally a very positive person. You can ask anybody in my life. I am normally such a positive person, you guys, but this year has kicked my fucking dick into the ground, let me tell y'all. I am not kidding you. Like, oh my God. There was one day last week where I literally just kept dropping shit, stubbing my toe. Like, the toe of it all, I can't with the toe of it all. The stubbing of the toes is just very irrelevant. Like, I don't understand why that happens. I need another sip of coffee. Oh my God. It's too much. My ADHD has been all over the place. My anxiety has been all over the place. Girl, it's a lot. But, and I just thought about the AC again, you guys. I just literally thought about the AC again. I'm so pissed about it. I am so pissed about it. But anyway, someone's coming over to fix that. And that's the first lesson here on Lonely But Loved. You can already be in a bad mood and little things will happen and it'll make it seem like the mood is getting worse, but you can always pull yourself out of that. Like, yes, my AC is on 78% right now, but I'm literally in my house right now filming a freaking podcast episode for an audience of people. Yeah, I'm not getting paid from it yet, but this is something that I enjoy. This is something that I get to do. So, like, girl, is it really that bad? Like, stub your fucking toe. But anyways, that has been my fucking week so far. This week's mood is definitely sprinkled in today's outfit because I'm cozy, y'all. This is the fit cam. Let me show you guys the fit. Simple. 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 This is like an old sweat set from Mayfair. It literally says it costs $0 to be a good person because you know what? It does cost $0 to be a good person. Just be a good person, you freaking weirdo. it was a little chaotic. I could have came on here in a chaotic outfit, but that just wasn't what I was feeling. You know, this morning also didn't go as planned, but it's okay. I'm not going to get into that, but it's okay. We're here, we're recording, and everything is okay. We did the fit cam. The fit is fire. You'll see more fits, you guys. Like I said, if you're new here, I post a lot of short form content on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and I do a lot of fashion content. So if you guys want to see more of like my outfits, go to my short form platforms and that'll be there. But yeah, and make sure to let me know how you guys are feeling every week, because I would like to know, like, how are you guys feeling this week? I know it's the end of the year. Everyone's like trying to make New Year's goals and trying to be a better them and new year, new me. And I love that energy because, girl, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for a new year. I know that like a new year doesn't bring automatically, it doesn't like, a new year doesn't make your life automatically change, but it can bring new energy that you can capitalize off of and use that good momentum of the beginning of the year to make, you know, the following months feel good. So I am here for that energy. I don't know about the whole new year, new me, because like y'all say that shit every year, and like, bitch, a lot of y'all are still the same. A lot of y'all are still the same. Y'all got the same goals. Your vision board looked the fucking same. This, I'm ready to make a new one. So don't come for me, babe. This was from this year, and don't come for me. I actually have two from this year because I did one for like the first half of the year and the second one for the second half of the year. And honestly, you guys, I've done a lot on here. I have not bought in fast fashion one time this year. I did like thrifting and like actual clothing stores. I made a lot of content. I started my creative designing on the side. This says it's falling into place, but it sure did feel like everything was falling out of place. I don't know about that. Lucky. I don't know. I was lucky in a lot of other areas. Not so much the mental space. Focus on the good. I didn't do a lot of that because your girl was down bad. I'm not going to lie. I did not focus on the good because I was depressed, bitch. I was depressed. I did vlog some more. I literally have been consistent vlogging for like months on end. I've had discipline with vlogging, with eating, with the gym. I did not move to New York, but we will in 2025. But yeah, there are a lot of things that I did accomplish. So it wasn't all that bad. It wasn't all that bad, you guys. But anyways, let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments below. How's your week? I want to know. I on all my platforms respond to pretty much every single comment. I want to be engaged with you guys. I want to talk to you guys. I want this, again, to be a safe space for you guys to come and chat. Like, yeah, I'm telling you guys about my week, but I want to know what your week is. You know what I mean? Like, I want to know how you're feeling. You know what I mean? So, just let me know what you're feeling this week. Also, let me know what you've been loving this week. Let me know what you've been loving this week. I have been loving a lot of things this week, you guys. I have been loving a lot of things this week. One, the Timothée Chalamet, Bob Dylan movie PR run. I have been loving this press run. He is so fucking cute. I love his little mustache. I love how he's keeping Kylie like to the side because it's about him. He went on Brittany Broski. He went on Theo Vaughn. Like, I just love that he's doing it in such an unconventional way. He did, he went, I think it was the SEC. I don't know. I don't watch football, but he went on some college football thing and talked football. He's just like exposing himself in a different way. And I love that. I also have been loving Wicked, all things Wicked. I've been loving. I'm very, very alphabet today, as you can tell, but I've also been loving all things Wicked. Their press run was probably one of the best ones I've ever seen for anything in Hollywood ever. The outfits, the interviews, them crying in every single interview, the behind the scenes, the special on Peacock. Like, they really, like, I felt like I was invested into these characters as much as they were. Like, I felt like I was on set. And I've seen the movie now 3 times. It's probably going to be a 4th. And I'm telling you guys, it like 50% has to do with this press run. Because yes, I love Wicked. I love the original score. I love the original playbill. But there is something about what these two women did, their connection, their vulnerability, you literally saw the inside of their heart in every interview in the fucking movie. The movie's incredible. The live singing, it's just incredible, you guys. I have been loving those two things specifically within pop culture a lot. I've been loving the Billie Eilish tour. I didn't go, but I have been loving seeing clips from that. I feel like she's doing a great job. It's her first tour like by herself. Her family wasn't really with her, and I think she's been doing a great job from the clips I've seen. Her voice, incredible. Like she's beautiful. She has her own style. She has her own. She's everything. Billie Eilish is fucking everything, you guys. Like she is everything. Speaking of art, I feel like I just named a bunch of artists, but speaking of artists, another thing I'm loving this week is finding new music. I have a lot of friends and I appreciate y'all. Y'all know who y'all are. If y'all are watching this, y'all know who you are. Sending me music is probably like if someone sends me a song or like a playlist, it's like, you trying to fuck? You trying to fuck? Or no? You trying to fuck or no? Like, if you send a song, like, that just goes to show me you're thinking about me, and I love that. If you send me a playlist, if you make me my own playlist, you're trying to fuck. Let's just be honest. You're trying to fuck. And I appreciate that because I'm trying to fuck too. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to fuck too because that is just so thoughtful to me. I love music. Music is probably my favorite thing on this planet. And for someone to send me a song, I'm just like, it does it to me. So if you're trying to slide in the DMs, if you want some, just send me some songs. That's the easiest way in, honestly. I'm not even trying to sound easy, but that's just really what it is at this point. But yeah, I've been loving some of the new music that I've been sent. Let me show you guys some of the new music I've been sent because I love diving into new music. I've also really been loving lo-fi music. So if you just go on YouTube and do lo-fi, all of those artists are pretty good. Let me see. I have one friend that really sends me a bunch of good shit. You know who you are. I love you. Anyways, Aaron Frazier. I'm going to pop up some of the songs that I've been finding. Aaron Frazier has been delightful. Delightful getting to know him and his music. I am obsessed. He's got some funkiness to it, but there's also some slow, sad songs in there. I'm a Pisces. I love slow, sad songs. So there's that. I've been loving Aaron Frazier. Some other ones. Teddy Swims. I know Teddy Swims isn't like new or anything, but I've been getting like he's been circling around like on my Apple Music. Some of my family members listen to him. And so I kind of just been like looking him up. Very good. Very freaking good. Like, what? Very freaking good. Another one that I found this from TikTok. God bless TikTok. There is this artist on Apple Music. It's called The Most Wanted. And I swear, and this is what the internet swears, is that it's Frank Ocean underneath like an alias. If you guys go and listen, again, I'll pop up the music and I'll link this music below so you guys can click on it. I'll even start a playlist of music we've been loving for the week so you guys can find those songs and check out those artists too. But long story short, The Most Wanted definitely sound like Frank Ocean. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding, you guys. It seriously blew my mind. Like I sent it to my friends. It was like, this has to be Frank, right? And they were like, it sounds just like him. Yeah, you have to go check it out. It's honestly incredible. So Aaron Frazier, Teddy Swims, The Most Wanted. That's honestly like been at the top of my listening board for the last few weeks, and the Wicked soundtrack. I will link the Wicked soundtrack because I'm fucking obsessed. You guys, the original one is incredible. This new score with Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, Jonathan Bailey, Peter Dinklage? Are you kidding me? Like, what? That's neither here nor there. If you don't know about Peter Dinklage and his legacy, I don't know if we can be friends. I don't really know if we can be friends. Like, does the Lannisters not ring a bell? Does Dr. Dillerman not ring a bell? Anyways, that's neither here nor there. But that soundtrack is incredible. Their riffs, their changes they made to the music, the harmonies. When Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo talk, they sound, I mean, when they sing, it sounds like one person is singing. I don't know what it is, but I am obsessed. I can't stop listening to it. I can't stop listening to it. That soundtrack has done something to me. I'm Not That Girl. Oh my God, it's incredible. It is incredible. It's incredible, you guys. I'm obsessed. I just have to tell y'all, I'm obsessed. Like, that's what we have been loving this week. You know what else? You know, honestly, what else I've been loving this week? I feel like I've been seeing a lot more people post on their Instagram stories this week. I feel like I have been posting a lot as well, and the Q&As are coming back. People are asking for advice on the stories again. Like creators are answering Q&As, they're doing questions. We're getting to see more of their lives with this like whole TikTok ban thing. I feel like Instagram and YouTube are coming back with a vengeance, and Instagram has just been killing it, and the Q&As have been killing it. I love the like advice columns that people hold. So that is what we're going to do here today. We are going to go into the next segment, which I like to call Auntie's Advice, because I feel as though if we're so lucky and blessed, if you are so lucky and blessed to have an aunt, to have an auntie, to have a TT, a tata, whatever y'all call them, the advice that they give is impeccable. The advice that they give is quite impeccable. So I'm going to run through some confessions that I've seen on the internet lately. I'm going to give these people advice. I don't even know if these people are going to hear me, but I'm going to give y'all some advice from an auntie's perspective, because Lord knows that I have went to my TT so many times and asked for advice, especially now that I'm getting older, and especially this year. I feel like my aunt and my mom have held me down. So let's get into auntie's advice. Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to, again, run through some confessions that I found on the internet, the deep, deep, dark internet. And I'm just going to give some people advice because I feel like some people need it, honestly. If you guys want, I will do a weekly segment on my Instagram and ask you guys to not confess things, but to ask questions on advice that you need, and I can answer those for you. And when we have guests, they'll be able to answer that stuff for you as well. Okay. This person says, what? These people are crazy. Oh my God. Okay, this person says, I love the smell of elevators. Ever since I was little, I've loved the smell of elevators. There's a very distinct smell that 98% of elevators have, and I'm not sure if it's hydrolonic fluid, oil, lubricant, some part only made by a single company for all elevators, but I wish I knew what it was, or if there was a candle that smells like it, so I can bask in the scent of elevator alone in peace without the added public germs. Okay, when I first read this, I'm like, okay, where's this person going? But now I low-key understand. Because there are some smells where it's like, damn, I wish I didn't have to be in public to smell this. Like, some people love the smell of gasoline. And it's like, damn, like, do they have candles like that? And, you know, I'm not here to judge. Like I said, we're lonely, but we're loved over here. And I feel like if you love the smell of elevators, you got to kind of be a lonely soul. So I'm just going to say, I don't think this person really needs advice. I think they hit the nail right on the head. I think, you know, if you have a very distinct smell that you like, it should be in a candle. I think that Bath and Body Works should get on their shit, is now what I think. So, Wolf on Reddit, I love you. And I hope you get that smell of elevators in a candle for Christmas. Okay? I really do. Okay, this one looks good. This person's mom banged her cousin. This is insane. It says when they were 6 years old, he came over to hang out. They were drinking, but she didn't remember. Then she laid down for a nap. Next thing you know, she woke up and her mom's boombox is blaring in her bedroom, which means she in there fucking. It literally said that she in there fucking. I knock on her door and she takes forever to come to the door. She opens it. She's wearing a robe and she's all sweaty and she's irritated. Like, I'm busy. Anyway, I figured they got drunk and started fucking. So whatever. I left. Weeks later, I was with my cousin who was like 7 and 8 years old. And I say, my mom had sex with Bob. I'm not going to say the name. Bob. And they say, she's not supposed to do that. That's her cousin. Fast forward 13 years later, I go home to visit my mom and grandma, who are in the kitchen arguing. My mom is crying, doing the dishes, and my grandma is asking her, did you do it with him, Julie? I guess one of my cousins told her parents that the word got out. Long story short, a few years after that happened, her grandma came out and oh my God, he found God, came over to the house and told everyone. It was awkward for everyone. My grandma was like, yeah, I already knew that. Honestly, I don't think I have advice for like this person. I think that your mom should not fuck her cousin. I think that should not happen. I think that should not happen at all. Like, at all. I don't think anyone should be fucking their cousin. That's crazy. Excuse me. This person said, this is all their thing says, I saw my father cry for the first time in my life. That's real though. The first time I saw my dad cry, it broke me. So, girl, I'm sorry to hear that. Or, boy, I don't know. I'm sorry to hear that. This person, I don't understand how people are able to go to therapy. Brain is filled to the brim. I don't even know where I'd start. Just the thought of it's overwhelming. Not to mention that you're also trusting some random person with all your secrets. Okay, I want to get into this one. Because those were literally my exact thoughts before ever going to therapy. So a little background story. The first time I ever experienced therapy was around like 2017 when I was in college. It was my junior year of college. It was a pretty bad year. I was a collegiate athlete, so my schedule was packed to the brim. My coach hated me. I was performing very badly on the field, and I had never done that. And so it was rough. I was like 6 hours away from my family. I partied a lot, got into things I shouldn't have. And it was a very dark year. And I wasn't eating a lot because I was trying to be as skinny as possible. It backfired. I got fatter. I don't know how that worked. But it was just a really bad year. And I remember going into the dietitian on campus, and she, had mentioned obviously all the things that I can change within my diet. But she also mentioned therapy. And she was like, well, have you ever thought about therapy? And I was like, no. Because you guys, we grew up, no health insurance. Like, my parents were very much like, if a bone's not sticking out, like, you're fine. Like, if there's no blood, if the bone's not sticking out, like, you're fine. Wipe it off. Continue to go. Growing up, it was very much like go with the flow type of thing. We never really talked about our feelings. My dad was a very stoic human being. He's not anymore, but he was a very stoic guy back then. He had a full family to provide for. He was working crazy amount of hours. My mom was working as well. I was always playing a sport. My two other sisters were always doing something as well, singing, track, whatever it was. So they had a lot on their plate. So I totally understand like not being able to be there emotionally for your children. And that's kind of what it was back then. So when the doctor had told me that, I was like, no. Like, I've seen therapy. I've watched The Sopranos a little bit. I've seen, it here and there on TV, but I never actually took it seriously. And that was the first time I went to therapy because it had gotten really dark and I was taking a lot of melatonin to go to sleep and I was having night terrors and things got really dark. Long story short, I wanted to, but that's neither here nor there. So I went to the therapist on campus. Great lady, you guys. She was a Russian. Not that that matters, but her accent just sticks out to me. She was Russian and she was a newer therapist and she was so sweet. She was so welcoming. She had like the softest voice and it really like opened up the can of therapy for me. It really like made me see it differently. She really helped me in those last 6 months that I was at that school. So shout out to you if you're out there. I love you. I will say that I have a lot of trust issues. I still do to this day, and that's fine. I can work on those things, but back then it was really bad, and I didn't want to trust anyone with my deepest, darkest thoughts, let alone some random Russian lady at the clinic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that just wasn't my vibe, but after going weekly and her peeling back the layers and asking me questions in a soft way and just reassuring me and really making me believe that, like, what was going on up here was not okay, but like it was normal and that it could be fixed. I had never felt like that. I always had thoughts in my head that I thought were going to be there forever and that I thought were going to ruin and run my whole entire life. And that lady really made me see that like that's not the case. So that was my first introduction to therapy. I was blessed. Again, I was on a scholarship, so that was taken care of. So when I got out of that school, I was not able to access therapy because I didn't have insurance, I didn't have a job, and it's expensive, not gonna lie, it's expensive. And we didn't have BetterHelp or anything back then. So it was dark times for me. And I really leaned on those practices that she taught me in those 6 months to like get me through the next couple of years of my life. I did great, wasn't in therapy for a little bit. I stuck to, journaling and affirmations and manifestation and visualization. And that worked for a little bit as well. And then last year I got back into therapy, but I did not talking therapy because I had tried therapy here and there off and on. And I had some really bad experiences, you guys. Like, one therapist literally told me I was word for word, she told me I was a fucking child and that children have those thoughts and that I need to be more mature in order to be in therapy. One therapist literally told me that. I'm not fucking kidding you. So if you have your doubts about therapy, I 100% understand that because I have seen the pick of the litter, babe, and there's only a few good ones out there, but they make it so worth it when you find them. And it's literally like shopping for a pair of jeans. You have to try on a shit ton before you find the ones that fit in the right places everywhere on your body. So, this past year, was shopping around for therapists, and I found this one lady. She's like 30 minutes away from me, and it was virtual, and she was doing this thing called EDMR therapy. I had heard nothing about it. It was like, when I did Google it, it was like always saying like it was very intense trauma therapy. And I was like, well, I haven't been through like that crazy amount of shit. Like, what do I need intense trauma therapy for? Like, I don't have like PTSD or anything. Like, I'm very self-aware. So I had known those things. Now I do have some emotional trauma, but it didn't seem like what the internet was telling me that I needed EDMR for. And if you don't know what EDMR is, I'll throw up a definition here. You can pause to read. But the lady made me, when I first had my first consult with her, she was like, I had asked her, I was like, is this for intense therapy only? She was like, no, like if you have any type of negative thought, like EDMR therapy will help you through all of that. So I did like gradually getting up in like the EDMR world. Like we would gradually do more minutes every session, and I loved it, you guys. I freaking loved it. Like that lady got to the root of so many problems deep within me, and it helped me so much. And I am so happy that like I trusted her with that information and trusted her with trying to fix me. Honestly, no one can fix you but yourself, and none of us are really broken. We just have things that need to get sharpened. Oh, jeez, please don't knock over the coffee. But long story short, this person, I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're coming from because I literally had that same thought. Like, I never understood how people sat there and talked to a random person and got all their feelings out, but it works so well. Because think about it. If you're sitting there and you're constantly complaining to the people in your life, they're going to get tired of it. They're going to get tired of it. The therapist, that's their job. They get paid to do that, and they're passionate about it. So they're going to help you no matter what. If you keep coming to your best friend with the same problem over and over and over again, they're going to be like, bitch, what are you doing? If they're a good friend. If they're a bad friend, they'll just let you fall off the face of the earth and not give a fuck. But if they're a good friend, they're going to be like, okay, what are you doing, friend? You keep complaining to me about the same things over and over again, and you're not changing anything. Your actions haven't changed. Your habits haven't changed. What are you doing? Your therapist will tell you that, but he or she will also give you constructive, useful, actionable steps that's going to help you rewire your brain and help you get to where you need to be. And it is scary to trust somebody, especially a random person, but they are legally not allowed to share any of that information with you. So if you go into the therapy session with a mindset like, I'm here to fix myself, this person doesn't know me, and honestly, it low-key feels better to rant and rave to somebody who doesn't know you because they're not going to judge you. Now, if it's some random Joe Schmo off the street, yeah, they're going to judge you because people are cruel and people are dicks, but like your therapist is not going to judge you. If you have a good therapist. Let me clarify that, because that one therapist I found before my last one, I hope she has gotten fired because she was fucking terrible. But anyways, long story short, whenever you're ready to do that, if you feel like you need to do that, I was on the brink of complete exhaustion, mental exhaustion, when I finally made the decision to go this last time, and I am so thankful for it. I'm not in it now, but I've changed insurance. I've changed primary care doctors, so that will be set up very soon, because now I'm looking at medication, and that could be another episode, because I don't want to go and rant and rave about therapy and medication right now, because that is a lot and people have their feelings about it, but that's insane. And for this person, I really hope that they get what they need. And I really hope that they do trust a random person with their secrets, because it helps. It really freaking helps. And yeah, it just helps tremendously, because there are a lot of people out there who don't know what's going on in their head. And the therapist will ask you the right questions to make your brain think about those feelings and how you can convey those feelings better. Because if you're like me, who grew up in a very physically safe home, financially safe home, but not an emotionally safe home, or if you just didn't grow up in an emotionally safe space at all, if you find a good therapist, they will help you. I swear, they will help you. You will be so much better for it. I'm not here to tell other people's stories, but my best friend, we got into therapy around the same time this last year, and it has changed her for the better. Like she's such, not that she wasn't amazing before and y'all see her on this podcast, but she's done a completely 180 and I don't know, I'm just so proud of the progress she's made because we've seen each other in a lot of stages of life. And before she got into therapy, she was in a really bad stage. And like now she's just better. And I think it has a lot to do with therapy and like how to harness those emotions and how to do it in a healthy way. And yeah, if you ever want to talk about therapy, let me know in the comments. I am down to talk about it with you guys. I love talking about therapy and mental health. Hence why I started this podcast, Lonely But Loved. Because again, no matter how lonely you feel, no matter how alone you are in some points of your life, there is someone out there that loves you. And you may have to build a relationship with a therapist to hear that. Like, that's probably against the guidelines, but I know there are some therapists out there who love their clients and who love their relationships that they build. So if you feel like you have nobody, one, you have me, I love you. And two, if you need somebody to listen, I hope and pray you have the ability to get a therapist. Wow. I went on a rant there. That wasn't planned, but I kind of loved that. I kind of love that. But yeah, you guys, that is just a little taste. That is just like a little fucking taste. Let me taste this coffee. Oh my God, I spilled all the condensation on me. Anyways, that is it for the first episode of Lonely But Loved. Again, I am Deja, your host. I really hope you enjoyed. I can't wait for you guys to hear the other 9 of these episodes. I have some of my family and friends coming on. Some people who I think their advice is incredible. Some people who have been through a lot of things, and I think they can shed light on growing up, being an adult, entering your 30s, and not really knowing what's going on. So yeah, stay tuned for a teaser or clip or 2. You might see that coming soon. And yeah, I'm so excited, you guys. Again, I'm so excited. If you have ever felt alone or lonely, this is for you. If you're that girl like me who listened to Kid Cudi and was just a loner, a lonely stoner, a lonely stoner seems the greatest modern night. If that's you, this is the place for you, babe. This is the place for you. Again, if you want to check out my day-to-day life and see all of those things, make sure to follow me on my Instagram, my TikTok, and my other YouTube channel. I will link all of that stuff below. Again, I'll link all the music of the week down below. I will link the information about EMDR therapy down below. I'll link all this stuff down below so you guys have it. Again, thank you guys so freaking much. I'm so excited for this, you guys. And again, this is going to grow. This is literally just the beginning. Like, again, this set will change. Everything will change as we grow and change together, because that's literally what life is about. And I'm not even 30 yet. I can't even wait to celebrate being 30 with you guys, because I'm not even there yet. And I am so ready for it. I am so ready for it. So I can't wait to see you guys along this journey. I cannot wait. Actually, I can be patient. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be patient and just show you guys what's to come, because Lord knows it's going to be good. Lord knows it's going to be good. And if no one's told you today, I love you. Bye, guys. I will see you next week. Oh my God, I'm freaking out. Princess, that was kind of good, no? Thank you. She said, that was good, bitch. Okay, I love you guys. Bye. Kisses to my bitches. Kisses to my bitches. Kisses to my bitches. Kisses to my